Do you ever talk to yourself? And better yet, do you ever expect an answer? I was thinking about communication the other day, and when communication comes to mind for me, I think of like the information exchange between two people. And I wondered if that was literally the definition of it. So I looked it up, and according to the Oxford Languages Dictionary, it is. Communication is the imparting or exchanging of information or news, or it's the means of sending or receiving said information. So, like phone lines, television, computers, that kind of thing. So, I thought about it further and I realized that I'm two people. So, communication has to happen between two people, right? You have to have a sender and a receiver in order to have communication going on. If you've ever talked to yourself and expected an answer, then you're kind of like two beings because you're communicating with yourself and you are sending messages and receiving messages. How often do you check in when you're leaving the house? Do I have my keys? Do I have my purse? Do I have my wallet? Who are you asking? When you think, how do I reduce my stress? Or I'm really frustrated right now, I want to yell. When you're thinking those kinds of things, are you communicating with yourself? Do you expect an answer? Have you ever stopped to think about it for a second? And when you think about it, how do you communicate with yourself? Are you patient? Are you frustrated when you don't answer yourself super fast or you don't have an answer? Or are you a great listener and you just let yourself go off on some topic and you have these tangents going on in your mind? The way that you communicate with yourself, how does that correlate to the way you communicate with other people? Are you patient with other people? Do you give them the opportunity to respond? Do you allow them the space to be able to say, I don't know? Is it okay for them to look things up to understand them? What is your communication style? Where did you learn your communication style from? Do you love the way that you communicate, or would you like to do something different? Learn something better, and improve how you connect with people in the future, in your everyday life, here and now. Illuminating Connections is a course that I've put together that really helps answer some of those questions. It's how do I communicate? How do I communicate better? What can I do now, and what can I do later? I hope you take a minute and step back. I hope you stop and ask yourself, what would I like to be better at? What little tips and tricks can I take away? This is a topic that Jay and I come back to very frequently. In fact, when we have had a discussion and haven't really seen eye to eye, we often come back to it and we ask, so what was said? What wasn't said, and what was assumed? What did we think may have been meant by that, but really wasn't necessarily meant because we were putting words in the other person's mouth? And we always come back and revisit that communication that we had previously when we're not angry or upset, so that we can really look at it and say, okay, so how do we work with this for the next time it comes and make sure that it's easier and smoother? I hope you take some of these questions into your own heart, and maybe you can start applying them to your own relationships. Take care of yourself, take care of those around you, and we'll see you again soon.